brings a lot of energy. She brings a lot of heart and passion to the court. So yeah, she was incredible today, and finding dishing passes and transition and everywhere. So she was great.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, if not, thank you, Kylie and Truett.
Thank you. Good job, Kyle. Good job, guys. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, questions for Coach Fisher?
Cindy, same thing I asked them. At this point of the season, you lose and you're done, but you're still playing. And how exciting is that to get to come back tomorrow?
Oh, it's very exciting. They asked me out in the media also, what does this win mean to you and how big a win is it? And it's like, well, it might be the biggest win in my career, because it's making my career continue. So I'm very, very happy for these players. I'm very happy for how hard they fought, and they just have a lot of fight in them, and I think going into this tournament they really truly believe that we can go very far, and just we gotta keep our heads down, keep focused on the game in front of us, but they have a lot of passion still, and I just really credit them because the last 2 weeks have been extremely emotional, and it's taken a lot out of the whole group. So for them to come back and fight this hard, it's just a really credit to them.
These two you mentioned had talked about this going into the game.
Right.
Did you know you were going to come out and play as well as you did?
In my mind I did, and I'm sitting there envisioning it last night, laying my head on the pillow. Absolutely. And we talked about that right before the game. I was like, let's just close our eyes and visualize our defense being just unbelievable tonight, rebounding the ball like we've never have, and confidence in our shooting and knock down shots. And I thought they just all took a big sigh of relief and relaxed and went out there and did a really nice job.
You lost to them twice. What do you think the big difference was?
Our defense, I thought our defense, especially, starting out that strong, I think it got them off a little off balance. And then we talked about it at halftime. We kind of went away from a few things in that second quarter, but I thought they regrouped really well and came back out that third quarter. And I think we held them like 4 of 13 or 17 or something like that in the third quarter. And that's just effort. That's just grit. That's just, not wanting it to be over.
Yeah, I think they missed their first 8
Right.
in the third quarter.
Yeah.
They had gone 12-0 to get within 4.
Right.
Were you a little bit nervous about you let them back in the game?
Well, obviously we talked about it. They were making some good adjustments, and we had to come back and make some good adjustments against them. And we were just fortunate. As a head coach, obviously, you're saying a lot in those timeouts, and they're trying to process all of it. But when you're switching certain people and not certain people, and you have a lot going on out there, just credit to them for listening and focusing in and doing exactly what we asked.
And you split with Pacific. What's important tomorrow? What are the priorities to win that game?
Our defense again and our rebounding effort. I think Anaya James and Liz Smith and Elliott are just three really good players, and I think they can put a lot of points on the board quick. So I think we're going to have to get rest and get our legs under us and be ready to defend again.
Cindy, toughness has never been a question for your program. You mentioned the hard emotions of the last few weeks. How do you assess your team's composure throughout? Because you threw the first punch, they made the run, and you had the sustained punch to finish it.
I thought it was really good today. I thought it was. I thought that they just, again, every time out, we're just, telling them to relax and, really focus in on what we wanted to do. And when they started pressing us, Pepperdine doesn't press a lot. So I thought we handled that press well. I thought our press breaker, got us an over the top, which kind of iced it right there when we scored that. And I thought it was just really good composure by everybody on the floor.
And you look at the way Kylie and True played today. True, obviously, big-time experience on the run last year at San Marcos.
Yeah.
How much of that experience do you think plays into wanting to be part of the big-time event like today?
Oh, I think they just know how to win. She's been there, she's done that. She understands what it takes, and she doesn't want to be done. And again, she has told me that a number of times in the last few days that we want to still win. We want to still play, and so when they're that hungry and they still want to do that, then you're going to go a long way.
And the last one for me, you've had a lot of, a lot of changes in the backcourt in terms of you guys' shot creation this season. But today you guys were relentless in getting to your spots when the Grand didn't step away from that whatsoever. What did you enjoy about these guards just sticking to the game plan, just more importantly, being big goes and get long?
Yeah, it was really nice, right? It was really awesome. And again, we had to adjust. Last time they were sliding under us on everything. Today they decided to fight on things. So, we're running some things to get them some mid-range jumpers, to get them some elbow jumpers. And I was just really glad, especially Ava, took kind of control of that, and Haley, and came off of those ball screens and rose up and shot it, and with confidence. And that's what you have to do come tournament time. You got to shoot the ball with confidence, and you got to defend, and you got to rebound.
Any other questions for Coach Fisher? Okay, if not, thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations. All right. Welcome, Coach Katie Faulkner and Chloe Sotel and McKenna Mastora. We'll start with a statement from Coach Faulkner, and then we'll have questions for the student athletes. After that, we'll dismiss the student athletes and have questions for Coach Faulkner. Coach Faulkner.
Yeah, I just want to start with the, pleasure it was to coach this group of girls. I could speak on all of them. Obviously, these two I'll focus. Chloe took a huge chance coming out here all the way to the West Coast. But that's kind of who she is. She just has a lot of guts to her, and she's not afraid of a lot of things, wants to be coached hard. And she knew that the challenges that this would come with, and you weren't ever afraid of it. And it's what I love about you, and just a privilege to watch her shine. And for sure, her best days are ahead of her, and I anticipate those quite quickly to come through. And so I'm very grateful for her. McKenna, same thing. I think that was a very important phone call, calling her and just explaining my vision here at Pepperdine of the rebuild and what it would take and what it was going to be like. And she'll say it. She was in the league. She knew. And so, again, she wasn't afraid and just wanted the opportunity. And so great examples of our culture, two competitors at their core. They want to win. They want to do it the right way. And so, I have great hope for our future because of the foundation that these two laid. And so although the outcome today wasn't exactly in our favor, I think our best days are ahead of us, and you guys are a great part of that. So thank you.
All right, questions for the student athletes.
Chloe, can you talk a little bit about coming all the way from Connecticut to Pepperdine, full coast switch, what that was like, and how happy you are that you're in Malibu?
Yeah, I think it was definitely obviously a very hard thing to do. I trusted in Coach Katie's vision, and I think it was kind of exciting just to see what she was trying to build, and I wanted to be a part of that. I knew coming in it was a unique kind of group. I mean, a lot of, well, they were all seniors, but a lot of them coming back from last year, they've been through a lot in their college years. So I think it was just something kind of me knowing that I had to take on a big role. And I think that I've tried my best in doing that. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, I'm grateful of everything that I learned from them, and especially Coach Katie. I think she's just pushed me and helped me just take on that big role this year. So
You're going to have a lot of new teammates, I guess, next year.
yeah.
What will your role be then, and what will that be like? What do you expect your team to be like?
Yeah, I think, it's a little uncertain of what the team's going to look like, but I'm excited for that. I think just whatever the team needs, and I'm going to have to see what my role will be, but just kind of becoming an even better version of myself, and just like bringing all the lessons that I've learned this year into next year.
McKenna, I know one of the reasons you transferred was to play your final year with your sister. Just talk about what that's been like for you. I know that you probably wish to have a different result today, but you got to have that experience.
Yeah, wins and losses, they'll come and go, but playing with your sister is a lifelong memory that you'll have forever. And so I'm really grateful for Coach Katie and believing in me and then us together to kind of help start the foundation of this program. I mean, like she said, that first phone call with her, understanding that her vision for the team and growing this culture that where we compete with each other, we value one another, and we serve each other, I think is just an amazing thing. And so I'm really excited for the future.
Can you talk about what you expect Chloe to do going forward?
I mean, this young girl has been called to do so many great things, and so I think she's going to do great leading the next group of girls.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay.
You and Coach Faulkner have really been joint at the hip in terms of seeing how this foundation for the program is being built. What about this year makes you think, all right, this is the place for me, and this is the place where I'm going to succeed as a college basketball player?
Yeah, I think Coach Katie just lets me be myself. I'm a very competitive person and I hate losing, so I think she just helps me keep my composure in difficult moments, but also like tells me like, you know, like play your game and you know your role on this team and what you have to do. So she's just been like great with that. But I forgot the rest of the question. Wait, sorry, what was the rest of the question?
Like how you know Pepperdine based on Coach Katie's vision.
Oh
is
yeah.
the place for you.
Yeah, she's just like said, I mean, she emphasizes our culture every day, and laying the foundation out for what this program is going to look like. And I think she's done a great job in holding us up to her standard, and this program standard for the future. So.
McKenna, you've got countless WCC memories across the last few years. When you kind of, I know it's very immediate, but when you reflect on like what college basketball is like for you on and off the court, what comes into your head?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the year kind of gathering that we had, someone said it like basketball is one of the greatest teachers you can have. There's so many moments to learn, and just kind of looking at it cumulatively, it's just been an amazing experience to kind of see the growth of this conference and the teams that I've been a part of and the girls around me. And so I just am really appreciative of this experience that I've got to have in college basketball.
You got a drama coming.
I know, goodness, we're gonna start getting some beats going.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, McKenna.
Katie, you ran off 12 in a row, I think, and a half. You hit 4 points, and then you missed your next 8 shots in the third quarter. What do you think happened there? That you had some momentum, and then it kind of disappeared on you?
Yeah, I think, the 12-0 run was a testament to our defense. I think that's something we've had to hang our hat on all year, and we've done a great job, containing. And so we did that finally. And, especially under the circumstances in this kind of tournament and just, the environment offensively is always going to be a little, you find your way in it. And so I knew that from the beginning, that we'd have to find our way. And we did, and we settled in great in that second quarter. We've had doubts, I think, all year when we come out, and I think that just bit us a little bit in that third, and we clawed our way, but as we said, sometimes too little, too late, obviously, and so I think just dug ourselves too big of a hole initially. But I do think that first and third, as far as our offensive effort, it was our defense that I think really we had to lock in.
Chloe looks like a player who doesn't play with any doubts.
No.
She looks real confident out there. Can you just talk about what she did this year and what you expect her role to expand to going forward?
Yeah, I mean, she won't say it, but she knows what she's capable of doing. To have 20 points on 15 shots, to have 4 assists, 1 turnover, and 1 steal, is an impeccable stat line for someone who's doing a lot. I mean, halfway through the season, this is a kid who's never played point guard and looked at me and said, "Can I be the one?" And I did. I let her have it because I knew that, that's part of her growth. And so she's taken on a lot. She's also been held to a little bit of a higher standard because of it. And she's embraced it wholeheartedly. And so I've always loved coaching her. We have coffee with Chloe every week, just come in and talk about growth and talk about who she wants to be in that growth. And, that's going to be our program. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes, but we're also going to be a program that learns from those mistakes. And so she is going to lead this program to unprecedented heights. And I'm excited to work with her. I know there's a lot of question marks around our roster. She's not afraid of it. Neither am I, because I think at the end of the day, we know who we are. And character matters to Pepperdine, matters to our program, our leadership. And so we're excited to build together. And it's kind of like, all right, let's get to work.
So I'm clear. Is she the only returning player you have?
She is.
Yeah. And how many players did you sign early?
For this coming year.
Uh-huh.
So we have 4 incoming freshmen for that 2025 class. So we have 5. We have you play with that. Yeah. So we're going to work this off season, obviously building the roster, and doing that together.
Coach Faulkner, you've really emphasized process,
Mhm.
year one, and just being obsessed with the details and stuff. When you look at year one, and I know it's very immediate in the moment right now, what have you enjoyed about the way this team's process has come together, and when you look for the future, you're like, what more do I need?
Yeah, I mean, you look at this roster, a makeup of a very unique group of talent-wise. I'm some of these kids' fifth coach. You have a roster who last year they won 1 game in the West Coast Conference, 5 games overall. 2 of those were against D2 teams, so really had no experience with what it took to win. And yet a lot of experience being 9 seniors on the team. And so was able to coach them hard right away because they weren't afraid of it. So for this team to get to 8 wins this year, I think is incredible. I think that they were able to grow, at a rate that worked for them. And I think at the end of the day, we struggled to score. We couldn't find our way in multiple positions. But overall, I think that this was a group where you look at the future of the program. This is a foundation. This is a great start. Now we get to bring in an entirely new roster. So it's going to look very different next year, I think. But you got a taste of, just what we were able to do with this group. Imagine what we're going to be able to do with kids who want to be at Pepperdine and are committed to the future. And so I'm grateful for this group. I think that they did their very best given the circumstances. But overall, I think it just shows where we're going to head. Mm-hmm.
When you look at coaching, you emphasize this a lot, read and react. You're like, all right, I need more from myself in this department.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think coaching is all about creating an environment. And so there's a lot of things. I mean, you get to this moment. I mean, look at the environment that San Diego just created. They have a lot of things not going for them, but there's an environment there. And that's so important. And that's what we focus on every day. And that culture of winning, the culture of competing, the culture of getting better every single day. And the culture of serving each other well. And so I think that was laid in waves this year. And I think that, now we get to recruit to that. We have an incredible administration. Working for Tanner Gardner has been an absolute dream. He's been so understanding and so supportive. And then you have, the movement that's going on at Pepperdine in regards to our new facility coming, the already built championships that have been happening at Pepperdine. I mean, there's a lot going on for us in Malibu. And so now we get to recruit to that. And so you add culture and character and now the resources, I believe is just a perfect marriage.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Coach Faulkner.
Thank you, guys.